Dayan Tammuz in the Hayom Yom, which is actually Hayom Yom. It's actually yesterday's Hayom Yom. It was Hashgacha Pratis. We got it in the email, and especially we send around to many people the Chazicha Razach that it's Hashgacha Pratis. So the mail and the Hayom Yom, the Rebbe writes that there was someone that came to the Alter Rebbe and said to the Alter Rebbe, he was a lamdan, he was a scholar, a great scholar, and he had many different qualities. And he said to the Alter Rebbe, what am I missing? So the Alter Rebbe says, you're not missing anything. You only have to take out your self-esteem that you have, and you have to accomplish it through kashering, the same way that when a person has to kasher, has to take chometz, has to prepare a vessel for Pesach, which was used the whole year, so you have to blowtorch it. In the same way, in a spiritual sense, he has to push it, take out all the sparks that got lost there. The same way that when we blowtorch something, we see the sparks that are extracted from the vessel. Same sense also in this inyan. The Rebbe refers to it as the inyan of Gases HaRuach, which Gases HaRuach means it's used in different places. The Grobkeit von Ruchnius, the Gases of Ruach, which means that a Ruchnius in this world, in comparison to the higher worlds, is tak on a lower level. It's a merfagrept. It's thicker, it's because it is on a lower standard, and also because of the influence of everything around. But in addition to that, comes in also that we see how everything by the Rebbe is accurately measured and weighed. The Hayom Yom was a luach that the Rebbe, a calendar that the Rebbe compiled 66 years ago. And for every day there's a quote. When we look at the quote of the 27th of Tammuz, speaking about this person that went in and the Alter Rebbe tells him he has to root out their self-esteem. So this is connected in a few ways with this day. One is the parsha of that week was Parsha Matas Masai. One of the subjects that are discussed in Parsha Matas is the union of kashering. Kashering, cleansing, blow-torching or torching, or if it is with water, hagola, with scalding hot water to kasher something, to make something kosher, which was rendered unkosher. So this is one inyan. Has to do with that. The Nachada, an interesting inyan, Namish Lahafli, when we look at the Chavzayin Tammuz, we count from Yutas Kislev. It is the 8th day and the 8th month from Yutas Kislev. It is the 8th day in the 8th month of Yutas Kislev. It's called Shmini Shebishminis. Shmini Shebishminis in Chazal refers to self-esteem. Comes the Rebbe on that day, and the Rebbe says, this is the Eitzer for Gases HaRuach. The Rebbe doesn't want to say the inyan of, which this is dafka, why the Rebbe uses dafka, the inyan of Gas HaRuach, not the inyan of Gaiva. Chayre, could you use the Pisgam with Gaiva? Chassidus explains, the Alter Rebbe explains, that the inyan, he explains it in the Maimer of Yovil Levush, Asher Lovash Bei HaMelech, V'sus Asher Rachav Alav HaMelech. So Mela, this is where the Alter Rebbe explains the meaning of Sus. The Alter Rebbe says Sus is Begematria twice Gas. Sus is 126. Gas is 63. So it's twice Gas. He says, what is the meaning of Gas? He says, Gas is when it didn't reach yet the 64th, which is Samach Dalet. 64 is 1/8 of an 1/8. When he has Shmini Shebishminis, 1/8 of an 1/8, it says a scholar is permitted to have an 1/8 of an 1/8 self-esteem. And as the Frierdiker Rebbe was once asked, how do you measure it? So the Frierdiker Rebbe said, first, you be a Talmud Chacham. You learn and you become a scholar, and then you'll get to the 1/8 of the 1/8. So B'meila, this is 1/8 of an 1/8.
It hasn't reached Shmini Shebishminis. It's lower than that. It's better.
No, but when you look in numbers and fractions, a lower fraction is bigger than a 63rd is more than a 64th. So when Ishasi is up to Samach Gimel, he's almost there, but he didn't get there yet, he's still considered Gas. What is the word Gas? What is the inyan of Gas? Gas is the inyan of raw, thick. This is the inyan of Gaiva. So comes the Rebbe in Chavzayin Tammuz and says, Gases HaRuach, because this is the 8th day of the 8th month of Yutas Kislev. So the Rebbe says this is when it is. But the Rebbe doesn't remain only here. When it comes to Ches Cheshvan, which again Cheshvan is the 8th month from Nisan, and Ches is the 8th day, So the Rebbe speaks about the union of a mitzvah. That a mitzvah means your commandment. That when a person tells you to do something, gives you an errand, you become connected to him. The same way we became connected to Hashem with mitzvahs. So he says, till then, it is like a wise person that's telling someone that he has nothing to do with him, and he's telling him he's not in his world, Bechlal. He says he's telling him to do something for him. Till then, he did not exist in the world of this wise person. And that's when he's existing and enters into the world of the wise person. So the Rebbe adds a word there, interesting line. The Rebbe says, Ve'ein zeh shemevatle chas v'sholem. He says not that he's mevatel him, because this is a midah. This is already considered a negative characteristic. Which means not that he's mevatel him, he puts him down. It's only that he just can't share anything with him because he's in a different world. It's like a philosopher with another person that they can't share anything together. They're not on the same plane. So the Rebbe is medayek ve'ein zeh shemevatle, which is the union of gasus haruach, shelol gasus haruach. Okay, getting now to this maimer, which